a chalet inside a village in Ain Sokhna would witness the most horrific crime that happened during the Sham El Nessim holiday, coinciding with the birthday of Youssef, who just turned 6. The story is split into two sides, one man building his life for his family, and another choosing to live recklessly. Ain Sokhna's complete story begins in 2010 during the Sham El Nessim holiday, specifically in one of the tourist villages in Ain Sokhna. The time and place of the crime we will tell in full detail. Let's start with the first character, Engineer Ela, a respectable man married for over 15 years, working hard all those years to build a decent home, supported constantly by his wife. God blessed them with 3 children, the youngest being Youssef, 6 years old, who was very attached to his father. Engineer Ela wanted to offer his kids the best life possible, and since Ain Sokhna was a desirable coastal area back then, he decided in 2008 to buy a chalet there, knowing his children loved traveling often in the summer. Engineer Ela carefully chose a new village that, although still sparsely populated, had full services and strong security. It became their family habit to travel on weekends, Thursdays, Fridays, and Saturdays, spending their vacations there. Given its proximity to Cairo, it was ideal. The whole family, Ela, his wife, and 3 kids, would go, and there was someone very important with them, Rasha, their personal assistant, who had cared for Youssef since he was born. Rasha was very close to Youssef and was treated like a family member. On Youssef's birthday, he insisted on celebrating not in their Cairo apartment, but at their Ain Sokhna chalet. Coincidentally, his birthday came close to Sham El Nessim, making it perfect timing. However, Engineer Ela couldn't travel immediately because of work, as Youssef's birthday fell on a Tuesday. Due to Youssef's insistence, his mother suggested that she, Youssef, and Rasha travel on Wednesday morning to prepare the chalet, and Engineer Ela would join them Thursday night for the celebration. Youssef's older siblings couldn't go because they had lessons. Also, since it was the beginning of summer and no one had used the chalet yet, they needed to clean and prepare it. Engineer Ela agreed. Indeed, on Wednesday at 11 a.m., Youssef, his mother, and Rasha traveled to the chalet. Upon arrival, Youssef ran straight to play on the beach while his mother and Rasha cleaned. At that time, very few families were around because summer had just started. At the same time, around 5 p.m., in a cafe across from the tourist village, a young man named Ibrahim Sobi was sitting, drinking tea, and thinking strangely. Now, we introduce our second character, Ibrahim Sobi, a 23-year-old from Mahalla, Al-Kubra. After high school, he enrolled in the Faculty of Agriculture, but dropped out after only 2 months, preferring to learn a trade instead. Despite his family's objections, they couldn't stop him, believing it was his choice. In reality, Ibrahim didn't learn a trade nor succeed in any job. He bounced from one job to another, always getting fired, and kept searching for a way to make money. Some friends advised him to take advantage of the summer season by working in coastal tourist areas where opportunities were abundant. He tried several places, failing repeatedly, until he found a job as a cleaner in a restaurant. Although he could have continued his studies, he chose quick, unstable jobs. After each summer season, he returned to Mahalla without work or direction. In early summer 2010, friends told him about a new restaurant opening in Ain Sokhna. He traveled there and started earning well, but Ibrahim's problem was his addiction to drugs, which consumed all his earnings. He needed more and more money for drugs and was willing to do anything to get it. Ibrahim began observing the families arriving for the summer. wealthy people with nice cars and luxurious possessions. Resentment grew inside him. One evening at the cafe, a friend told him that the village opposite was very upscale. Its residents owned their chalets, meaning valuable belongings were left inside. Hearing this, Ibrahim thought about breaking into one of the chalets, stealing valuables, and selling them. He studied the security patterns and found a spot by the wall where he could jump over without being seen. He watched the security guards, learning when they changed shifts or left gaps in surveillance. Back to Wednesday, 5 p.m., Youssef, his mother, and Rasha had already arrived earlier at 11 a.m. That evening, Ibrahim decided it was time to act. His plan was simple: find a dark, unlit, seemingly empty chalet, break in, and steal. Importantly, he carried a knife, just in case he encountered anyone. The drugs numbed Ibrahim's sense of right and wrong. He climbed over the wall, entered the village, and approached a chalet that appeared empty. As he moved closer, two women spotted him from a balcony and questioned him. Ibrahim pretended to be a restaurant delivery boy, but sensing suspicion, he fled. Determined, he looked for another target and, by pure bad luck, chose Engineer Ayla Chalet. From outside, it seemed empty. In truth, Youssef's mother and Rasha were upstairs cleaning, while Youssef, only 6, was playing alone downstairs. Ibrahim tried the door, and shockingly, little Youssef opened it. As soon as he saw a stranger, Youssef tried to scream and run. Ibrahim, panicking, attacked, stabbing Youssef 15 times, murdering the child on the spot. Hearing strange noises, Rasha rushed downstairs to find Ibrahim attacking Youssef. She tried to intervene, but he stabbed her 6 times until she collapsed unconscious. Youssef's mother, descending the stairs, witnessed the horror. She screamed, jumped off the balcony, and ran into the street seeking help. Seeing her escape, Ibrahim chased her with the knife. Neighbors, hearing her screams, gathered and tried to help. Shockingly, village security was nowhere to be found. Ibrahim, realizing he was exposed, ran back into the chalet and locked himself inside. Neighbors quickly called security, who eventually arrived and captured Ibrahim. Inside the chalet, they found Youssef's lifeless body and Rasha gravely injured. Youssef's body was taken to the morgue. Rasha was rushed to intensive care. Engineer Ayla's life shattered in an instant, his son gone, his wife traumatized, and Rasha fighting for her life. Ibrahim, arrested and dazed from drugs, couldn't comprehend what he had done, all for a petty theft. Security failures at the village were glaring. Eventually, Ibrahim was tried and sentenced to death. Youssef's birthday was celebrated in heaven instead, a truly tragic story, but God's will is above all.